Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty player. Can continue to survive these things. Here you see Sophie Cunningham laid out on the floor, holding her knee. The lady was in tears, crying as Lexi Hall approached her to help her.
Immediately, first, look at this. Instantly into the game. Instantly. Immediately. They had a target to hurt Sophie. She was targeted by this team.
The WNBA has been rocked by a stunning twist, one that nobody saw coming. A devastating injury, a family's public outrage, and a storm of controversy have thrown the league into chaos. What was shaping up to be a promising season is now unraveling into a nightmare.
Out for Bria Hartley because she's a dirty ass player.
This isn't just about one player's injury, it's about an entire team trapped in a season from hell. The Indiana Fever aren't playing basketball right now. They're living through a full-blown horror story. Forget grabbing popcorn, watching their games feels more like you need a therapy session afterward. For Sophie and for Fever fans, the pain has become almost unbearable.
This is Hartley right here coming
she tries
in.
To slide over right there. And Hartley just kind of falls
and she
crushes
in
immediately
on the knee of Sophie right here.
She went down.
Just sums up everything. Like, we weren't going to win this game if Sophie Cunningham was healthy. This isn't like, oh, we lost because of a Sophie Cunningham injury. We were down 17 points when she got injured. This happens.
Every week, the Fever seem to find a brand new way to embarrass themselves. In the WNBA, it looks more like a distracted babysitter scrolling Instagram while the house is burning down. But before we break down Sophie's injury, let's rewind. This season was already spiraling out of control for the Indiana Fever, and now it's only getting worse by the minute.
Like Stephanie White is extremely emotional after this hard-fought game. Sophie Cunningham family is extremely pissed off.
Fans and analysts aren't exaggerating when they call this a season from hell. The evidence is right there on the court. From humiliating blowouts to total team meltdowns, the Fever have delivered more chaos than a reality TV series. What's missing? Everything that makes a team dangerous: cohesion, leadership, and any hint of consistency.
Emotional, guys. Just, I'm hella mad. Hartley need to be suspended on a major level completely. Probably she's at this point, she's more dirtier than DJ character.
Watching the Fever right now feels like waiting for the next disaster to strike. And just when it seemed things couldn't get worse, tragedy hit. Sophie Cunningham's injury didn't just sting, it sent the Fever crashing to rock bottom. At this point, it almost feels like the basketball gods are against them, whispering, "Not today." This wasn't just a bad play or an off night. It was the kind of moment that lingers, a wound that haunts a team for weeks. If the Fever season were a reality TV show, the network would have canceled it by now.
Wanted to hurt Sophie. They made it their business to hurt Sophie, and that's exactly what they did, was hurt Sophie, and I'm hella mad.
But the moment that shook the entire league came with Sophie Cunningham's brutal knee injury. In broad daylight, she went down hard after a collision with Bria Hartley, and the sight was devastating. This wasn't some minor tweak, it was a game changer. Sophie clutched her leg in tears, and fans instantly knew it was serious. Social media erupted within minutes, with an outpouring of anger and frustration. The outrage wasn't just about the injury itself, but about something bigger, what many see as the league's failure to properly protect its players.
Sophie's sister Lindsay and her mom Paula. At WNBA, maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game, protect your athletes.
Sophie's family spoke out strongly after the incident. Her sister, Lindsay, criticized the league, insisting that protecting players should be a top priority. Meanwhile, Sophie's mother, Paula, directly called out Bria Hartley, accusing her of having a track record of ending players' careers.
Sophie's mother, Paula, Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's plain mean and plays out of control.
Injury turned into a worst-case scenario for the Fever, stripping them of their most important player for the near future. Sophie wasn't just filling minutes on the floor, she was the heartbeat of the entire squad. Without her, the Fever's outlook grows even darker. Her impact went far beyond points and rebounds. She provided the leadership and spark that kept the team alive. Now, that fire is gone, and the Fever are left stumbling through the storm of their own struggles.
Cal injury. Normally people will hold higher in their knee if it's a knee ligament injury. It looks like she might have either broke or either ruptured her patella.
But the spotlight didn't stay on Sophie alone. Her family quickly became part of the story. Their frustration poured into the public, adding even more heat to the debate. Her sister, Lindsay, went straight to social media, blasting the WNBA for failing to hold itself accountable. She argued the league's first priority should be protecting its athletes, and many fans echoed her words.
Sophie did not deserve any of that happened to her today, and it is very, very unfortunate, man.
Sophie's mother, Paula, also weighed in, directing her anger at Bria Hartley. She accused Hartley of being a career ender, claiming that every time Hartley steps on the court, another player's future is put at risk.
Cunningham out for the year. How can this team continue to survive? We bring in Ari McDonald because of injuries, and who would have thought? Caitlin Clark would be out most of the year. Sophie Cunningham will have a season-ending injury.
Fans quickly rallied behind Sophie's family, demanding that the WNBA step in and make changes. The conversation shifted beyond Sophie. It became about safeguarding every player in the league. And when a family speaks out this loudly, it's a clear sign of just how serious the situation has become.
You guys, this girl was a dirty player. And that's all she did today, was show how dirty she is. This is unfortunate. I don't know how the Indiana Fever.
Something is clearly broken when a player's family has to step forward and demand accountability for basic safety in professional sports. And then there's Bria Hartley, the figure at the center of this storm. If the WNBA handed out a Dirtiest Player award, many believe her name would be at the top of the list. This isn't being painted as a single accident. It's part of a troubling pattern.
She is a dirty player. She pulled Angel Reese out of air by her ponytail. Angel Reese is ready to fight. Just last game, I think 2 days ago.
Over the years, Hartley has developed a reputation as a player who will cross the line if it means gaining an edge. Earlier this season, she made headlines for yanking Angel Reese by the ponytail in a move that looked more suited for pro wrestling than basketball. And only days before Sophie's injury, she drew criticism again after pulling Becca Allen to the floor by grabbing her head.
I don't know if it's her knee. I don't know if it's her Achilles. The way she was kind of dragging her foot. I don't know. But Bria Hartley has had dirty plays all season. But you got to know who we're talking about.
At this point, fans aren't just guessing, they're openly accusing Hartley of deliberately targeting opponents. After Sophie Cunningham's injury, many believe the evidence speaks for itself. Hartley plays with a reckless disregard for the safety of others. What was once seen as aggressive play has now become a pattern, making her one of the league's most disliked figures. And with this latest incident, the pressure is mounting on the WNBA as fans question whether the league is truly doing enough to rein her in.
You know, because she is somebody's daughter, she is somebody's sister, and this is just unfortunate. And those of you who don't think a civil rights investigation need to be brought upon this league is tripping. This civil rights investigation.
This isn't an isolated incident. It's starting to look like a highlight reel of chaos. So the question is, where's the WNBA in all of this? Where's the accountability, the punishment, the action? The reality is, the league has done very little to address the problem, and that silence is exactly why this story has exploded.